Okay, so now I want to show you how I color my faces in. I lately have been doing a base of watercolor crayons. Is this the... No, that's not the right set. Okay, so I have Carat Aquarelle. They're watercolor crayons. Okay, and this is a set of 12, and it has this peach color, which I like to use for a base. So I just so this part is not really detail. I'm just trying to get some main color down. Like I'm not really paying attention to shadows or anything like that yet. However, well, okay, yeah. I'm just gonna put this light coat, and even on this first layer I do try to sort of color in the direction that the part is going, yeah, I'm not really sure how to explain that exactly. Okay, I usually do the lips too. So yeah, here, the neck is a good example of what I'm trying to say. So in order to give shape and help with the illusion of, you know, not being a flat surface, I try to like go in a semicircle like thing. Okay, now that I've got that base color, I'm gonna go in with some areas and do like more. That's my laundry telling me it's ready for my attention. I'll get to it after. Okay, so yeah, in some areas I will, like where I'm going to do some shading, I will put more color, like another layer. Just so that those areas are a little bit darker. Okay, and then before I dilute that, I come in with, usually with, I choose either this brown or this orange. Today I think I'm going with the orange. Oh yeah, sometimes I choose this one too, a different type of red. They don't actually say, oh, maybe they do. Shingles, Bordeaux. Today I'm going with orange, just to make it a little bit, actually no I'm not. I'm going with the brown today, just to make those shadow areas, those shaded spots better. And I forgot to do under there with the peach. I usually do. All right, and the inside there too, and that line, that extra line there. Okay, and okay, so not every spot gets the darker, but okay, I think this side needs just a little bit more of this peach. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I'm going to dilute it with my water brush. I like to test on this on a scrap paper before I actually put this to the paper, because you never know if I forgot to clean it off before putting away last time, or if the water is coming out too much or not enough or whatever. Right, and I've just realized that I forgot a couple of lines in my face that I usually make. Right there. And I should have waited till that was dry to put that one in, because... But anyway. So the more layers, the more she comes to life, and it's fun to watch it happen. So yeah, this is just the first part. And I'm not going to speed this up so that you can see how long it takes me and the way that I do my strokes and things. So this video might be a bit long, which is part of the reason why I did it in 2 parts. Okay, while that part dries, because I can't do the next step on that until it is dry, because it'll mess up the paper and stuff. It won't work. So while that dries, I'm going to work on the eyes a little bit. For the eyes, I like to start with a marker. I'm going to give her blue eyes because that's what I normally do. So I like to start with a marker, and I often will go right over the pupil with the eye color. I should get... I think I'm going to hit this with the heat gun. Actually, I'm going to go tend to the laundry. Okay, I'm going to go tend to the laundry. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to start with my Prismacolor colored pencils, and the colors don't really matter exactly. You can choose whatever colors you want. Like, sometimes I use this mineral orange. Sometimes I use henna. Sometimes I will use like just other colors. Sometimes I'll even use like a brown, like a light umber or something like that for the skin and everything. But today, because it's similar to the color that I used with the watercolor crayons, I'm going to use this mineral orange just to make the shadows a bit more, and for some more detailed color. And I also use just my regular pencil for some of the shadow areas, like the darker, and I kind of blend it too with my finger. Now you could use a blending stump if you wanted to. For the darkest spots, like the inner ear part and the nostrils. And under the nose, I usually will do a little thing like this. It's kind of like a semicircle that's not quite shaped right. And then I make the nostril shapes darker, and then I come in with the mineral orange color over top. And sometimes I'll add a little bit of black inside there. So those areas that need to be like extra dark, I will add some pencil as well. Okay, and here on this side of the nose, I usually will do just like not the whole line, but I'll do a little part right there. And over here in a kind of like a V shape, and then fill in that part there. And here and here, those peaks, V shapes, sort of. Add that line that I had forgotten to add from there. Just helps to define a little bit. Then come in and do the darkest shadow of her neck. And you know, you don't have to do it in a specific order. You just do whatever comes to you. I do it differently every time, I think, probably. Kind of jump around on different features. Okay, and the darkest. I usually pick a side to make darker. And then right underneath, and just a little bit on this side. Just like that. And then sometimes I'll put some more color over top of that again. Okay, so there's the basics for that. Oh yes, and this side, this same side that I make dark here, I usually make darker but not, like, I don't, it's not dark, it's not shadow dark, but it's darker. Okay, now a little bit shadow under the hair here. Okay, now that I've done the basic shadows, then I've come in with my beige, and I will just kind of fill in to make it more blended, more uniform, smoother. And this part takes a little while. Actually, the whole coloring takes a while if you do it with layers and like extra detail and stuff. If you just want a whimsical face and you don't want to, you know, you don't want all this work, then you wouldn't you wouldn't do all the different steps and the different layers and stuff. You would just do it quickly. But I'm trying to follow like the contour of the face, like the cheekbone and stuff like that, because that helps to shape. Because if I were to, if I had so if I had this and I just did this, then she still looks flat. But if I go in and go around like this and like that, it makes a difference. Even, well, you probably can't tell on the camera. So, okay, so that's doing it, you know. I don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference, but I see a big difference between this and this, and it makes me happier to do it this way. So, anyway. Okay, I'm not touching the lips at this point. I'll come in and do that after. So yeah, basically this is just kind of blending what's already there and making it more smooth. Some spots I'll add more coverage than others. This blending stage really shows up on the neck part. It makes a big difference. It does in person anyway. You probably can't really tell on the camera, but Okay, I think I'm good with that for now. Okay, now, like some parts, like that, whatever that is called, I will kind of darken and then go over the line again to blend it. Now, these that I just added, if you don't add them, she tends to look younger. Okay, now I will add some white on the nose, on the nostril top like things, a little bit on the forehead, on the cheek, the top cheek, even on the shadowed area part, on the upper lid part, and I need to sharpen it. A line to follow the upper lip, and on the chin. This all helps with the dimensions and to, you know, to, if the ear were showing, I would probably put some like on the top there, but it's going to be covered with hair. But it's good to have the ear there because the hair would show through a little bit. The ear would show through the hair a little bit and stuff. So a little bit on the lobes and on the middle of the neck. Okay. That right, and you can't really see this part, but I like to do it anyway because the paper is white and my pencil is white. Okay, now I like to add henna for the tear duct, the corner of the eye part, and then some white over top of that to lighten it up. And I forgot to prepare that one, but it's right there. Okay, blush pink for that part of the eyelid. Okay, now I will start on the lips, and I like to use henna because I like to make them so that they are not wearing lipstick most of the time. So I just kind of, well, you can sort of see what I'm doing. Okay, so I just kind of, again, following the contour, the shape of the lip, so that it makes it look like a lip rather than, see, if I were to, so you see what I just did, but if I were to just do this or even this, then it looks flat. But if I do this and do like darker, like a sort of a U shape, darker, and then sort of in it, and then I go up and up and up in like little curlies, like little C's or semicircles or something. Like that. And then I come in over top of that, still coloring the same way with the beige to blend it. Okay, and then come in again with the henna in order to just do some detail work, like darken at the where the mouth would open. Darken at the bottom of the lip, both lips, and to do lines. Like that. Okay, and then with my normal pencil, I come in and do a few lines, small lines, to darken very short ones, just to there you go. And here at the top here, I'm not quite happy with that white line that I did earlier, so I'm gonna, there we go, that's better. I just did a little bit of the beige, and I'm going to do a little bit more okay. That's the lip for now. Okay, now I'm going to do the shirt, and in this case I'm just going to do a simple, what color? I'll give her a red shirt. So the shirt basically, okay, so first I just go in as if it were a flat surface, just to put some color, just so that this is just the first layer, and it's just so that there's color underneath. And this takes a while too. So this layer doesn't really matter if you follow. Okay, camera timed out. So I think I was saying that this layer doesn't matter if you follow the contour. It's probably better if you still do, but it doesn't matter as much on this layer. Now, here, under her hair, okay, under her hair, the shirt is still there, so the color would show up. You know, it would show up under her hair. So I will still put some color, but I'll do it lighter so that it doesn't, so that it's easier when I come to do the hair. Which is one of the reasons why I chose to do the shirt before the hair, in this case. Just to make it easier on myself. Okay, now that I've got that layered down, I'm going to use Tuscan Red to do creases, like wrinkles and details and shadows and things like that. Okay, and where the arm would be, and the arm. Okay, not a whole lot of this, just a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to come back in with just the red. This is Scarlet Lake, the same one that I laid the original color down with. And now I want to pay attention to how I'm laying the color down. And if I were really being good, I would do several layers rather than press harder to get darker coverage. But I'm being lazy, as I usually am. I'll be lazy and I will just do it the way I normally do. Okay, so I put down some, and then I'm going to do some even darker lines just to help with the illusion. Okay, and then and around here where the darker is the arm starts. Okay, now your arm, your shoulder is round, so I'm going to do it this way. So a little bit darker on the sides. And then just fill in a, well, you're seeing it, like this, a little bit lighter in the center. And I can come in and do more, like add more color again. And then the shoulder, I like to go this way. Okay, my memory card filled up. So I think I was saying that, yeah, so she has okay, and need to sharpen it some more. Okay, and then do the same over here, but it's under the hair, so I'm not going to do it as darkly. I guess I kind of forgot when it came to do this part. Anyway, that's okay. It'll work out. Okay, now around the neck area, go around this way, and the collarbone will make an impression. Where's my... So the Tuscan red again. Okay, and then the rest, if you could see the other part, I guess the top of her chest does kind of show a little bit. But anyway. Okay, and now on video I'm not going to do it because it'll take too much time, but if I wanted to, I could do more layers on top. If I did, I would do them exactly the same way as I just did. I just would make more layers so that there'd be more coverage, more... Sheesh! It seems like I'm not allowed to do this video today or something. This time the batteries ran out. Needed replacing. Okay, so I'm not sure if I finished saying that I could do several layers on the shirt just so that he would have more coverage, more intense color. But I'm happy with it as is for this demonstration purpose. So, and if I did that, I would do it the same way that I just showed you for each layer that I added. But I'm just kind of adding a little bit here and there for extra shading. Okay, that's good for that. Now, for the hair, I do basically the same way as I did the shirt. Now, my girls, I usually do, and people often ask me if she's me, the girls that I end up with, and I guess maybe subconsciously it is, but it's never really intended to be exactly. But just because I tend to add the brown spot that I have on my cheek, I tend to add it to her. So I'll do it with, what color was that? Sienna brown. And I use different colors for that too. Anyway, and then I kind of did a little spot here with a little thing with my pencil. Okay, now I will start with my light umber just to lay some color down. So this stage doesn't really matter too much about going with the contours or whatever, but I do still try to go a little bit in the direction the hair is falling. Sorry. This is mostly just so that I will have a foundation of color, and I do a little bit darker here and there. And again, the pencil marks just add to it in the hair, the case of the hair. It just makes more volume or something, I don't know. Anyway, it adds to it, so it's okay. Now, I did the shirt part too dark underneath the hair here, so this part's kind of messed up a little bit, but we'll still go with it. Do as I say, not as I did. If you wanted to do it. Okay, now. Little bit darker. So I usually do a few colors in the hair, a few different colors, and that I learned from, oh gosh, I can't remember her name either. So I will try to find videos or website links or something for the main people that have helped me to improve how I do my faces. And yeah, I'm really happy with how my faces turn out now. Okay, so now I'm just kind of adding a little extra shadowing in a few spots. Shading. Over top of the ear. A little darker in there again. So some spots have darker bits, and just this helps to make more dimension, more. Okay, so, and any color that I put in the hair, I tend to put in the eyebrows. But I tend to do the eyebrows just a tad darker than the hair. Okay, now comes the fun part. So now I'm just going to do a bunch of lines with this color. And I just kind of, basically I'm just kind of squiggling. Okay, and I'm going to do basically the same thing I just did with two other colors, a lighter one and a darker one. I need my pencil extender. That's better. Very handy things, these pencil extenders. Okay, so I don't need to do as much of the coverage layer, the foundation color, the first color layer because there's already a layer there. This is mostly just to add sort of a highlight, this lighter color. Okay, and then this is chocolate brown. Oh yeah, I didn't do the squigglies with the... This is goldenrod. And sometimes I add a little bit of Tuscan red too, just with a couple of strands here and there. And sometimes I'll just go crazy and add lots of other colors. But for today I'll just stick with a few. Just adding the goldenrod to the eyebrows. I almost forgot to do that. And now, with the chocolate brown, I'm doing the same thing again, but I'm going lighter. And again, don't have to have as much coverage. And there's a sudden batch of some weathers rolling in. I am not sure, but I think I just heard a roll of thunder. But that's okay. That just means it's a perfect day to do art stuff. Now, I'm going to add it to the eyebrows before I forget to do it. And I'm going to add a little bit of this to the dot there too. Now, here's the fun part. The hair really looks good when you do this final layer, this top layer, where you really pay attention now to shading, doing darker spots, leaving some lighter spots, doing a lot of individual. So this is giving her wavy hair. Again, hair, that's a whole other video, but I'll do this type of hair for this one. And so yeah, darker spots to help bring some hair at the, further back, and leaving some lighter colors to show that it's, it's not just a flat piece of paper or something, that it's got some bulk and volume and stuff. And I like to put some over the neck so that it makes more sense if the neck is not the right size. It makes it look that like it's because the hair is covering the neck. Okay, and back here where it's draping behind the shoulder. I just love the sound of the rain. Okay, can you tell the difference from this side that it's done and this side that is not quite done yet? And I mean, you can spend as much time as you want. I'm doing this quickly to show you, but like you could spend a long time to get more of the darker, lighter areas and such. And the more you do, the more real the hair gets and stuff. Or not necessarily real, but the more it just looks better the more you do. And I often like to do a strand or two that, you know, is not quite in place, or you know, like that. I don't always do that, but I like to. I often do. And it's good to have some that, you know, are not filled in, so that the strands, again, just helps with the illusion that it's not a flat surface. Okay, and she's probably got some hair at the back of the shoulder as well as over here on the front. So it worked out okay, even though I did that too darkly under there. Okay, and now it's over her shoulder, so you want to try to sort of give it that illusion that it's over the shoulder, not just necessarily right straight. Less detail in the darker area. That noise, if you're hearing it, the little tune, is my dryer letting me know that it's time to tend to the laundry. Okay, so there's her hair. And seems like she needs a little bit more volume up here, because it seems so. I should be putting all the colors that I did before, but yeah, that's a little bit better. It just seemed like it was too... didn't seem right, but I can't... I'm having trouble explaining why. It just seemed too... like the head wasn't the right size or shape or something. That's a little bit better. Okay. Now I'm going to define here at the ear a little bit more. Lips are good. A little bit more of the nostril. Okay. Now, maybe just a little bit more shadow here. that the hair would cause. And a little bit more. There. Okay. I lost a little bit of my shadow when I put her hair on, so I'm just going to put that back in a little bit. Okay. Now for the best part. Now she's really going to come to life. And I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. Okay. This is what I like to do. I like to trace the lash, the lid, and then put the lashes in. I usually save this for the last because then they really pop out. And again, the length of your lashes depends on your mood or whatever you want to do. So you can have really huge ones or normal ones, and then these ones. And I will trace around the edge of the eye color and fill in the pupil. Okay, and now I'm going to come and do the same thing to the other eye. Wow, she really has big lashes. Bigger than I usually give them. Oops. Okay, I messed up there, but that's okay. Yeah, that's more what I usually do, lash-wise, but since the other side has some a little bit bigger than that, I'm gonna do it on here too. Okay. And you can give them as many or as few lashes as you like as well. Fill in this pupil also. Okay. Okay, sometimes I do this part with a pen. Like this pen, for example. Sometimes I do this part with a different color of marker. Camera timed out again. But today, and I do this sometimes too, today I'm going to use one of my Prismacolor pencils. This is Copenhagen Blue. And I'm just doing lines. Not really any. I'm kind of crisscrossing, and then so I'm not sure if you can see that. Probably not. Anyway, I'm just making lines. And now with the white pencil, I'm going to do a little bit right there and right there, just a little bit, not okay. And I'm going to find another shade of blue that is lighter. This, I believe, was Deco Blue, or is. And I'm just going to do some more lines. Okay, and then I'm going to use my black pencil and go over the pupil again. Even though I did it with the pen, I'm going to do it with the, and I'm not, the edge, it's not a perfect circle that I'm doing here. I'm kind of doing line-like things on the edges of it. This just helps to make it look darker. Okay, and then I'm going to trace the lash line again as if she has eyeliner on or something. Okay, and just because of what I just did, kind of dulled it a little bit. And then I'm going to use Cloud Blue and shade a little bit. You barely see it, but on the white parts of the eye, adding some shading right there at the top, because the lid would do that. And then for the darker part of the eye, I'm going to continue the shading with my black pencil. Okay, so that's that part. And then finishing touch. Finishing touch is, now this is what I love to use, is my Sakura Jelly Roll. But this one is run. It looks like there's a lot of ink in there, but but it has run out. So, and I can't find one to replace it with. Therefore, I'm using my Uniball Signo, which is a good second best, but it's different. It's not the same as my Sakura Jelly Roll. And I'm going to do a few little, okay, a bigger dot, a dot, and then like barely a dot. And then I'm going to do a dot on the thing in the corner of your eyes. I'm going to do one in both there, and I'm going to do one in on the inner lid part thing. And even though this part's already white, I'm going to do a little bit of that in there too. So, and then on this side I'm going to do basically the same thing. Try to sort of mimic it, but it's not identical. Okay, and then there. Okay, now that really brings her to life when you add that detail. And then I like to come in on the lip in a few spots, and for some reason, there we go. Okay, so in a few spots I like to do there you go. Sometimes I smudge a little bit what I just did, but I waited too long this time. But anyway, so there you go. There's a face. And of course you could do something, sorry, didn't mean to do that to the tripod. Okay, so there's my face, and I finally did this video. Oh, and I'm seeing here that that needs a little bit of tweaking there. There you go. And I think I'm going to run this through just a little bit, avoiding the white highlights, because in the process of coloring the rest it kind of got lost. There. Okay, so I hope, Kelly, that helped with the eyelashes, and I hope that you were not offended or anything. I just wanted to help. And to anyone else watching this video, I hope that you learned something, or that you at least enjoyed watching me do it.